Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian, and we're back for more of The Flash. In the last episode, we lost the Speed Force, which is insane. I don't know, it sounds weird. Lost the Speed Force died. Didn't lose connection to it. Well, I mean that too, but it died. Another big thing is that Thawne came back, took over Nash's body. So we also have that to deal with still. He brought to Barry's attention that he created his own Speed Force, so Barry's gonna be looking into that now with Caitlin and Cisco's help. And I'm pretty sure, like Thawne doesn't. He usually has a plan with these things. He's usually, I hate to say it, but he's usually like quite a few steps ahead of Barry. So I feel like he had to have mentioned that little bit. He at least brought that to his attention, because I'm pretty sure Barry already knew that. Like, he's already told him about that before, but because Barry already knew about the whole reverse or the negative Speed Force, so I'm pretty sure Thawne brought that up on purpose. So maybe like with Barry creating his own Speed Force or a new Speed Force, maybe that'll help him get out of Nash and maybe create another body for himself or something like that. I don't know. Or just give him powers while he's in Nash's body. That's also a possibility. And also Mirror Iris caught Camilla. Basically that she found out she caught Camilla finding out that she's not what she seems, and then she told her she's not Iris, and then just shot her into, I guess, I'm thinking the mirror world. I'm pretty sure she's not dead. It's just I thought that gun like eradicated, or not eradicated, but like, I don't know, like broke down cells or something. Because I remember they were trying to use that against Cicada's dagger and make it completely destroy it or something. So atomize it or something like that. But I think that just put her in the mirror world, so at least she'll find Iris. So, yeah, because I don't know what the plan is there, because if Camilla's missing, Cisco's gonna look for her. So either she's gonna have to make another clone of her, or another clone out in the mirror world. Eva might have to do that. So, yeah, I have no idea what they're gonna be doing.
If you're using a minimal amount, that's green. The yellow is next, then orange, and obviously red is the maximum amount. At this point, I don't recommend operating beyond green. And we're not just talking about running, okay? Speed thinking,
speed healing,
flash time, all of these things could deplete your meta abilities. You have to be careful.
Out of dirt and great reverence. First rule of Fight Club is...
Okay, can we not talk about Fight Club?
Yeah, that's it. But how many wells are we talking about here?
How many universes were there in the multiverse?
What?
This doesn't make any sense. I mean, Thawne wasn't even a real Wells. He killed Harrison Wells, took over his body, and fooled us for
Explanation.
months.
I have a neural splicer here in my bag. Can you get it, please? We'll work just fine to actually help me out, stop an invasion of psychic starfish on Earth 26. In the little... Yeah,
Starro?
that's it. Make sure that when you charge the EMP, that it's 1,500 volts per meter. Otherwise, you risk...
I know. Otherwise, I'll fry the circuitry. I got it.
Cisco, wait.
Cisco, you had like 5 hours. And he's good at acting, too, of course he is.
Oh, look at us, Flash.
Green, okay.
Two peas in a pod. You're gonna be too weak to stop me, aren't you? Just like you were powerless to save your daughter. Oh, I miss my little runner. The world was never yours. Do it.
Barry, God, you're using too much, man. You're sweating.
Left after I'm gone.
I brought holy water, garlic, wooden stake, salt, obviously, and Ouija board.
Cecile.
What?
Mouse click. Whoa.
I can't be here. Too late.
Lorraine, that's being brought up in Nash, it's overwhelming him.
That's how Thawne gains his strength. He feeds on that pain.
And he's feasting on Nash.
Hello? Oh, wait.
Another light-based mana. Must be one of Carver's.
She looks like...
Which means he's after the refractor, too.
Okay, I'll meet you there.
No, Frost and I can handle this. You need to stay here and conserve your speed. Doctor's orders.
But Caitlin,
Doctor's orders.
Okay.
Ice versus sun. Guess who melts?
Barry. Oh God, his lighting's blue.
I said I had this handled.
don't worry, this won't take long.
Flash? No!
Dr. Light sends her regards.
And if she shows up at Star Labs, the Flash isn't gonna be able to do anything to stop her. Let Argus take it.
Barry is right about Sunshine. What if she strikes during the transfer to Argus?
Let me worry about that. Go see after your husband.
Yeah, of course I was just about to.
A lot apart.
Even Reverse Flash and Sunshine, they have their limits. You just have to figure out what they are.
Light.
You're right. Sunshine does have limits.
If she doesn't have light, then, I mean...
Did something happen?
It was not my fault.
Cave?
It was not my fault. It was her fault. It was not my fault.
She died.
It's not my fault.
It was all your fault.
It was her fault. It was not my fault.
I can't. I don't think I can take it anymore.
You okay? Almost there.
No!
These won't hold me.
What the hell just happened?
Thawne just connected to his speed force. If that happens again, we lose Nash forever. And the Reverse Flash lives again.
I think Carver has someone on the inside, and we need to investigate this ourselves.
Thank you, David.
I knew I picked the right man to lead
I
this
swear to God,
precinct.
don't tell them they turned Davis. Come on. No, I don't. Nope. I wonder if it was just her. Was she just the mole? Oh God! Freaking microwave his brain.
Where'd she go?
Hey, dark room. Hey.
Oh.
Stupid head.
Limits suck, don't they?
Hey, Joe, what if Sunshine was our mole? No one would have seen her doctor those files.
She is the perfect invisible agent.
I taught her everything I know while you sat by and did nothing.
She made a bad choice. That's all. She just made a bad choice. That's all.
Listen to me.
She made a bad choice.
Listen to me.
No, I cannot.
If you don't go into that cave, you're gonna
I
die.
cannot go in that cave. All you did was stifle her abilities. You were an awful father to her.
I miss my daughter every day. But I'm done letting that give you power over me. You think that Nash and I are limited by our emotions. But you're wrong. They give us our strength. And we can use them to overcome anything, including you. That's your greatest flaw, Thawne. Metas are the ones with limits, not people.
Easy peasy. Maya! 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 Maya!
It was my fault. She only did what I taught her to do. It was my fault.
It's over, Thawne.
No.
Holy.
Thawne's tachyons might have dissipated, but they weren't destroyed.
Which means he's not dead.
Yep.
Just formless.
He's probably out there looking for another body.
He's
right
Voldemort.
now. Like a
Oh my god.
red-eyed, pissed off Voldemort.
He comes back, we'll be ready.
He's right. Ramon. He had a
Larry?
second chance with Allegra. That's what we've been trying to tell you. You think you're so smart. And he's gone.
And he's
That's
gone.
gonna take some getting used to.
Can he call him then? Can he switch out?
Every time Thawne tried to hurt me using Nora's memory, really what he did was reminded me how much I loved her. Made me realize that she's the answer.
Oh.
Nora's journal.
Thawne taught Nora how to build a speed force. Now she can teach us.
You did very well. And as long as we stick to the plan,
Success is assured.
and I'm one step closer to liberation.
Okay, well, that was an episode. I mean, it was... I mean, they couldn't really spend too much time on Thawne possessing Nash. I feel like some people are going to probably complain about it being done quickly, but, I mean, they said it that Thawne isn't actually dead. Or he's not dead, he's just formless, like Voldemort. So, and it was exactly like Voldemort in terms of, like, you know, possessing somebody's body, using them to feed off of, and then being expelled, and basically just being what's left, like, barely, what's left, the essence of what's left. Which is a lot of, well, I mean, I was going to say it's a lot of energy, and then I was thinking that it was kind of like his negative speed force, but he's not, I don't think he's not his negative speed force. He just tapped into it, but there was just a lot of energy is what I was trying to, anyway. So they didn't completely get rid of Thawne. Now they're just saying he's just out there now, and I mean, we're just not sure what's going to become of him. But this still leaves a window open for him to come back at the very least. He might come back as Matt. I can't never remember his name. I feel really bad about it. But I mean, we've never had him for a full season in The Flash. The only time we had the other actor playing Reverse Flash like for a full season was in Legends. Every other time it was just like sporadically in episodes. So, sorry. I know it's Matt. I'm pretty sure anyway. But they did, well, at least Barry brought up, you know, that it doesn't make sense why he's here because of the fact that, which I didn't even think about it like when I was watching last episode, but a lot of people have brought it up since. But yeah, the fact that it doesn't bother me, but the fact that somehow Thawne is being included in this Wells mosh odd that he's involved in, considering he's not actually a Wells. He took over a Wells, but Barry did, he acknowledged, he's like, why, that doesn't make any sense. But then Wells, Thawne, since he was just pretending, I wasn't sure. He fooled me, basically. I'm not gonna not sugarcoat. What's the word? I'm not gonna pretend. Whatever. I'm not gonna pretend like I knew for certain, or that I was at least. I was suspicious, but for the most part, I was fooled. Anyway, point of the matter is, it seemed like he took their thought process away from overanalyzing why he's included in this whole Wells party thing. So I guess we'll probably go into that more, maybe next season though. I don't know. Just whenever, if they ever go into Thawne's existence again, I don't know if they'll tackle that anytime the rest of this throughout the season anymore. Because they still have the other stuff they're dealing with. But of course Thawne knows how to act. I mean, he pretended to be a Wells for 15 years. It's just I hate him, but he's just so good. And Tom Cavanaugh just does a great job every time he plays him. It's ridiculous. And I hate him for it. Every time he really knows how to get under the skin. Every time he kept going at Nash about, basically pushing him into, no pun intended, but to his negative emotions, and bringing up that it was his fault that Maya died, and then also when he attacked Barry with a similar situation, the fact with Nora being gone, and saying that bringing up that he had more time with her, and saying that Barry was a bad father. God, both Tom and Grant. I've said this before. Anytime I see Grant or Barry cry, it's always just like it just gets to me. I didn't break down this time, but it's just I was definitely feeling the emotion there. But yeah, Tom Cavanaugh just did a great job being Reverse Flash as usual. And it was cool seeing him in the suit again, even though he was a terrible person. But okay, so I didn't expect that with Nash being essentially responsible for Maya's death. And I didn't quite catch. I think he said toss it here or give it here or whatever. Oh, he didn't say anything. She just wouldn't let it go. Okay, so I thought for some reason that he was telling her, he was gonna tell her to give him the device or toss it over. But okay, no, he just had ingrained in her the idea of that the treasure was everything essentially. So she wasn't gonna let go of it. But that was sad. Like, I felt really bad for Nash seeing him go through that. Hopefully he's gonna. I'm sure he's gonna patch things up with Allegra, or kind of extend an olive branch, and maybe they'll kind of have a similar relationship, maybe, or just I don't know. But so I kind of like what's going on with Nash though now, because with the whole multiple Wells thing in his head. So because we still, even though it's like the other Earths before are now just one Earth, we still get the multiple Wells. It's just not as often. And they're just they're all in a set. Like even the wizard one, which we didn't see much of, but it's just showing that every single Wells that was around before in the infinite universes, they're there. So that's gonna, yeah, like you said, that's gonna take some getting used to for it. But it'd be really, I wonder if you can figure out how to tap into it better, and maybe bring them up if he needs information, or if he needs advice, or just there's skills maybe, and if maybe that with Thawne, maybe he can have them take over for a little bit. So maybe it'd be really cool if Harry could talk with Cisco again. I mean, That really sucks though, because Harry, like, they exist. Like, they're not just an idea. They're actually, like, their brainwaves exist within him. So Harry technically is alive, but he doesn't have his daughter. That sucks. Like, that has to. Well, they probably won't go into it, but if they were to, like, it's probably going to be an emotional subject for him to bring up. Man, I didn't think about that. Crap. But it would still be cool to see the rest of them, or at least see Harry. Because I was sad that that we lost Harry and Jesse, but we didn't even get to see it. It just happened. And I'm really worried. Completely different topic. I'm really worried about Davis. Because, like, I was thinking about it before. Whenever Joe was at the was it Jitters? I don't remember where he was. He was somewhere meeting Singh, divulging the whole thing with the black hole having maybe a mole inside CCPD. But I was like, no, they wouldn't do that. I mean, he's been a character throughout the whole of the show thus far. And he left last season, I think. It was last season he left, giving Joe the role of captain. And I don't see them, like, turning. I couldn't see them turning him. But then there was just, like, those moments, because it's like they what's the word? Jesus. Purposefully showed or brought this Sunshine character in and focused on, bringing up things like the fact that she could turn invisible, and seeing, like, pointing out, like, hey, maybe she was the mole because she could be invisible. It's like that. This whole issue with the CCBD having a possible mole was something that they kind of had, that they brought up a few episodes ago, and were investigating. And in this episode, they just kind of tackle that in one episode. And so I don't know. I don't think the writers would do that. Like, just completely get rid of them. Jesus, why is my brain? The danger of having a mole. But I don't want it to be Singh either. Like they can't do that to his character. Come on. Like, I just don't know what. I mean, paying him, like, maybe I don't know. I have no idea. Like, maybe he had trouble and they helped him out or something. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense why he would suggest Sunshine, because, I mean, that was a conclusion I'm sure most people went to. Was like, hey, maybe she's the one that went invisible. That was the mole. She turned invisible and just got the information. But I don't know. It's just that they focused on him, putting the blame on her, or the suspicion on her at least. I refuse to believe that it's Davis. Davis or David? So bad I'm got. It's Captain Singh. I refuse to believe it's Singh. But yeah, so we still have the issue with Barry not being able to use his speed. So it's not that it's gone. It's just he has to be sparing with it because he only has a limited amount to use. So it does kind of get rid of issues that they have whenever they need, like, he has his power. He should be able to stop this person. He should be able to do this, do that. Now they have this obstacle in the way where he can't, without risk, using up all of his remaining speed. And I kind of like that they made a watch for him that basically gauges how much he's using at a time. But I mean, I don't know how much. Like, is it measuring also how much he has left, or could it also measure how much he has left? Because if that's, at least from what, maybe I missed it. It's very possible. But from what they said, I don't think they like, it just gauges how much he's using at that moment. It doesn't gauge, like, how much he's used or how much he has now. I don't know. But yeah, it's just very interesting. He can't speed think. He can't use flash time, vibrate, phase, whatever. he can't really do anything without using his speed. I mean, obviously they're gonna have to come up with something to recreate the Speed Force, considering that I mean, he's the Flash. He can't not have his speed, or else maybe that's the way of ending the show. But I know they were picked up for another season, unless they just don't go for it. But I mean, I think they're planning on going through with another season. But who knows? Maybe they'll pull the wool out from under us. But until I hear otherwise, which if anybody finds out, well, yeah. I guess that's not necessary. Well, if anybody finds out, don't tell me, because that could have impact on the story, the end of the season. So if anybody finds out for some reason that they decide that this is the last of it, last season, don't tell me. But that if they are still going through with another season, they have to recreate or make an artificial Speed Force. Which I wonder if they were to, would it still be living, sentient, a being, if you will? Would he still be able to talk to it? And would it just be like kind of like newborn? I don't even know how, whenever the Speed Force was created in the first place, I don't know how it was before. I don't know if it was always the way it was when we first met it, or if it, because it's not things like that. It's always I'm thinking too much about it. It doesn't really matter. But I'm just curious, what it's gonna be like, if it's gonna have the same, similar aspects to it, and if you will be able to communicate with it and maybe learn something. I don't know. But Joe, he is starting to notice things about Iris now. One, huge, her cover is starting to fall apart. She's starting to basically lose a handle on it. She's becoming too obsessive over the things that Eva needs, to notice that she's not appearing as a caring wife, or she's having slip ups, at least not necessarily not appearing as caring, but just appearing like she's having moments of oh yeah, I should probably go look after see if my husband's okay, and Joe's like, we can do that later. Go look after your husband. What the heck? And she's like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. So she's definitely slipping up. And luckily, also Wally pointed out, there's something different about it. So hopefully Joe, maybe starting next episode, will start looking into that. Because I really want them to hurry up and get Iris out, because this sucks. I feel so bad for her. And I know Barry's gonna feel absolutely devastated that he didn't realize that it wasn't her. I mean, he knew that there was something off and different about her before, but then that whole fight happened between them, and now he's just kind of chalking everything up to her growing, because that's what she had said. But I think that was obviously just a cover. I mean, Iris still could have learned what this other this mirror Iris learned, but I don't think she would have reacted the way that this Iris did. But anyway. So they never showed Carmela though, in the mirror world. Eva just said that she's no longer a problem. I don't think she's dead. Right? That she could be somewhere else lost in the mirror world. I mean, Iris isn't gonna know about her. But once she finds her, unless maybe Eva's trapped her somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely something going on with, because she's maybe deteriorating or something. Cause she had that spasm last episode where she was something wrong with her brain, and earlier she's scratching her arm, and then the other mirror started doing the same thing. So I'm not sure if it's because she's been in there too long, or if it's just always once as soon as she came in here it was affecting her like that. I'm going to assume it's just the long term, how long she's been here. And it's deteriorating her mind, or just her abilities are unstable in the first place. So I don't know. We'll probably find out more about that soon. We're already on episode 15, and then is it going to 20 this season? I think somebody mentioned, or was that Supergirl? I can't remember. Is it 20? I think this. So is this season going to 22 or 20? I don't remember, guys. Well, it looks like the Velocity X isn't going to have a long-term effect on Barry, thankfully. I guess because the fact that maybe, one, he did only use it once. So I think what's her face, trajectory. She used it a bunch of times, which is why she died in the end. Is because she just kept using it, and it tore her cells apart, essentially. Yeah, like right off the bat, his lightning was blue, but it was because of the fact that his less speed in his body. It's it was pushed it out essentially. I guess it didn't attach to his cells or whatever. But luckily, it just kind of rejected. That's what I was trying to think of. Jesus, it rejected it. And I'm hoping it's not going to any kind of long or not long term, but like it's not going to have consequence throughout the rest of the show or season anyway. And I think that was also kind of like whenever, well, sorry, okay, the fact that they wrote Barry coming in and kind of getting Frost hurt, getting Caitlin hurt, was probably part of giving Danielle kind of a break, considering she's pregnant. I don't know by this point how far along she is, because I know they obviously film ahead of time, and I don't know how far she is right at here. But and also I'm curious. I know that they've recently halted production because of the coronavirus. I'm wondering if that if they're gonna go on, I guess, on break. I don't know how far ahead they filmed, so if there's gonna be a break anytime, then we know why. Yeah, I think that's everything, guys. I tried to go through this kind of fast so that I could just finish recording and finish that, so I can start the next one. Next week it's not gonna be the same way. I'm gonna just record this and then get straight to editing afterwards, and then have to do Legend the next day. But I thought this was a pretty cool episode, actually. It was cool seeing Thawne again. As much as I hate, I hate what he does to our team, what he puts them through, and I obviously hated what he did to Nash and like the pain he caused, or not caused, but the pain he had him revisit, and fed off of. But I mean, he's just such a cool character. And Tom, he does such a great job playing him, so it's really difficult. It's very conflicting emotions right now. But yeah, so we have possibility of them heading towards Sing being a mole. I don't know. It seems strange that they would do that, but I mean, who knows? We have now a way of having multiple wells again, just in a very different capacity. And then we have the Eva working her way to finally getting out. So coming to that, I mean, assuming Iris is gonna find out soon about that, and considering that she has this thing that she didn't have before, and that I'm assuming Iris is gonna have to find out soon, because we're getting relatively close to the end. But we'll see. Guys, that's it for this week's episode of The Flash. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stick around for next week's episode, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll try to get that up sooner than this episode did. But if you'd like to support us, go out and check out our Patreon. Jesus. And you get access to any early access videos for any catch-up series that we have, and polls whenever we put those up as well. Yeah, guys, that's it again. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you guys next week.